Hello, everyone. I'm Akaplays, and I'm back with another interview. This time we have the bear in the chair, I suppose. Say hey, bear.
Hello, the bear in the
Yes.
chair.
Yeah. Anyway, before we get to what I want to interview you about, bear, is the new mod Cultural Shift,
hmm
which I actually commissioned for you, but it has catapulted you to a sort of mod stardom, hasn't
I suppose, yeah. First private mod, I suppose.
Yes, yeah. No, it's done very well. So would you sort of outline the mod?
So originally the mod idea was to have it be a legend system, the way
Mm-hmm.
the legends work in base case CK3. Now, I did discuss it with you, and it was agreed that due to the code not coding, thanks Paradox,
Mm.
that I had to do a workaround. Um, Now, in the future, if somehow the gods decide to bless me with working code, I can do the legend stuff. But I
Yes, and
decided
if
that
if I cross my fingers really, really hard, that you know. Oh God.
the idea was that you get a legend, it give you um, a variable to then go and convert culture. But we made a workaround to do it through events.
Mm.
Um, that if you have a certain diplomatic way of doing things, or if you're really good with your paperwork, you
If you have
could,
if you have certain lifestyle perks, that's it.
yeah, that you basically be able to change the culture of a large number of people and influence them as per se.
Mm.
Um, yeah, so I decided that using those three traits. So one was the administrative trait from the stewardship tree,
Mm-hmm.
the diplomat trait from the diplomacy tree, and
Mm-hmm.
then if you had, I think, exalted among men for your prestige level, you would get a different tier if you had one, two, or three of them.
Yes, yeah.
And then you would be able to select whatever duchy you had that wasn't your culture and convert it.
Mm-hmm. Or a kingdom or an empire, right?
Yeah, so it was Duchy Kingdom Empire.
Mm. Yes, yeah, yeah, yeah. Do you think you could, as it sort of stands, make any improvements? Obviously, I know the whole legend thing didn't work out.
hmm yes, actually, and I have received comments from people using my mod that there is ways to improve it. So one of the suggestions actually was to use um, it was to convert religion as well.
Mm-hmm.
Now that would probably have to be a another type of event system, I'm thinking.
Mm.
This is the idea I have so far. I haven't actually had much time to think on it. So the idea was that, theologian could work for the religion version
Mm-hmm.
and stuff like that, and scholar,
Yeah,
that you'd maybe get another event, or if you're lucky and you have theologian and the diplomat, you could do the two for one
yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm.
and convert both religion and culture, or you can decide just culture or just religion. That's the idea I kind of got from that.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, Another idea was that the AI could do it.
Mm.
So the AI would be able to say they conquered half your kingdom.
Mm.
Oh, they're also a diplomat. Half your culture is now gone.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah. No,
Like just
that'd
because you
be.
conquered it back, you now have to you have to basically colonize it. You have to,
No, that would
change
be
the
that
culture
would
again.
be really immersive. Like
hmm
as I have said to you in the past, and as I kept saying, Paradox did a legend for religion. Obviously, there's a
That is in
whole
the base game, the holy
this in
religion.
the
Yeah.
base game. Yeah, it always puzzles me why they didn't do one for culture. Like, it's not that that didn't happen in the Middle Ages or before that.
Thing is, religion's an easy thing to convert. They look at the Spanish Inquisition and stuff. People converted
It's no,
religion, and
it's no, it's not an easy thing to convert. That I mean,
it
most.
did happen more than culture. It was a more prevalent thing. There was
Yeah,
wars and
yeah, but it's
unethical things.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Be very careful what I say, but
Of
still,
course, you have to.
I know of instances in history where culture conversion even has happened through peaceful means, and
There
and
is
I
multiple ways of looking at it, I
I
suppose.
go to hang on. When the Anglo Saxons invaded Britain, right?
Mm,
First of all, they had small bits of land in the south, right?
Hmm.
When we have like lots of sort of not written documented evidence, which would be nice to come about, but since this is the Dark Ages, no one really
The
wrote
best
anything down.
way
But
of putting it is the Angles, the Saxons, and the Jutes all came in. They invaded, basically, conquered small parts of England, and over the centuries, eventually became the Anglo-Saxons
yeah,
due to the decline of Roman Britain.
I
Um,
mean, what happened is they, assimilated other people on the Isle into their
mhm.
culture, right? And thus we get, England as it stands today.
So there's a long there's a long history there.
I know
Anglo-Saxons,
there's a
and
long,
then the
complicated
Normans,
history, but
and the Norse, and then the French, and then the English. It was a
yeah,
long story.
bear. Yeah, I know.
Sorry, we're getting off
I know
tangent.
the
I know.
history of my own country, thank you. But anyway, but that's not to say that especially in a game which is primarily about map painting, right? There's
Yeah,
not to say that if you can if you can convert religion, then I think personally you can also should be able to convert
you
culture as
can.
well.
Now, realistically, it's not something that's done instantaneously like we'd like in game.
Oh
You
no,
know,
no,
you gotta love the
far
metagaming.
from it. No.
Um, that's trying to keep it one historical-ish is yeah. That's why I kind of did some flavor with the event,
Mm,
and then not having it be super overpowered like it was in testing. Um,
mm,
we tested it during using the a Game of Thrones mod,
mm.
and converting everyone in the Seven Kingdoms to one culture is
A bit much.
a bit much. So it can be overpowered.
Have like a whole continent of Westerosi Valyrians.
It has happened because the Empire title, Jesus, yeah, no, it.
Yeah.
But
Oh, that
yeah,
does
no.
actually bring like a nice segue to compatibility with overhaul mods. So it's
It should
basically
be compatible
yeah should be
because the
compatible
way
with
I worded it, even in uh, the event, was kind of being like you're educating the masses on how to be civilized, more or less. You know, the idea was that I could took bits from Roman-esque style and then I suppose like high society British Victorian being you had the classes,
mm,
you know, people could be
mm.
educated to be well mannered, well spoken people. Like it's just a matter of education.
Yeah. Yeah.
But like I'm not saying it was historically accurate and it's just that's the way I kind of looked at it, being like, we'll civilize the people and send out our maesters and
Well, yeah.
and whatnot. Like that's just the way it
Mm,
is. But I
mm,
suppose in certain mods where certain things can happen, it looks a bit weird, but it should work.
It should work on like every sort of yeah mod.
Well, we tested it in base
I think.
game. I tested it with a Game of Thrones, and I did some minor testing with Elder Kings. Um, I haven't played Elder Kings much lately, so I couldn't
Yeah.
really test it.
Yeah. But anyway, yes, yeah. If Paradox makes any changes to culture, I know that might be a bit unlikely, but if they do, um, will you continue updating it?
Uh, I well, I've been kind of keeping up with what they've been doing, as you know, I'm part of the Legacy of Valyria team, so I kind of have
Yeah, yeah.
to continue my work there. So unless they seriously, drastically change things and how their culture system is working, which I don't think they will, but if they do, I will probably update it.
Mm.
Um, even just general updates of these ideas that I've had have been put on just the back seat for now because I have a lot of coding work to do.
Yeah, yeah.
There is a roadmap. There is a roadmap
One
of
other thing I would ask actually is, um, would you consider making like a menu so that you can select what title you're converting?
there is
There
there
is.
is one already. Yeah.
Oh God, I need to play it more. Sorry.
So if you have multiple, let's okay. For example, let's say you're an Irish count.
Hmm.
You own like the Duchy of Munster, and you conquer half of England, half of Scotland, and then half of France, all in just 10 years.
Yeah.
Um, you can then select the capital of each of those duchies if you have the duchy variable of the conversion.
Oh,
Uh,
I see.
yeah,
It's through
so
the
you'd be able.
capitals, right?
Yeah, so it wouldn't be like, okay, you select this, 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 and this to convert. It's just you select the capital of, pardon me, of the duchy, kingdom, or empire. So let's say if it was kingdoms, you'd select London, and then for Scotland, I think it's Edinburgh. You'd select Edinburgh, and then you select Paris. It's
Yeah.
whatever the capital of that kingdom is
Mhm.
or duchy.
So that was Bear. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. Hopefully, I'm going to do another video. I know, after a long period of being like silent, uh, in sort of recent days. Um, Hope to see you all then. Bear, say bye.
Bon voyage.
Adieu, people.